Okay, wait, how's that? Because, okay. Oh, fuck. This is gonna be so stupid. I'm restarting for even like just 10 minutes, but whatever. It happened, I guess. I'm not sure what part cut out at, but I don't know. Not sure what part cut out at. I can check, but I'm pretty sure I close to the end though. Hold on. What part does this cut out at? Part, like, where did it cut out? Hey, fuck, where did it cut off at? Hold on here. Oh, where did it cut off at? Okay. And then I just like, okay, so it didn't, not that much. You can just kind of go back about like
He is a
here. Should be good. Just having him dead. Alright, cool. Alright, so uh do okay.
We must look at the final ending.
Yeah,
The last ending
okay,
to
so cut off like right around there. It's
the
fine.
shackles of puppetdom, we must look at the final ending.
Just listen to this part here.
Free from Geppetto's strings, as the name of the ending suggests, but if we want to really see what it's like to leave behind the shackles of puppetdom, we must look at the final ending. The last ending to Lies of P is a rhyme to the game's title. It's called Rise of P. You can get this
Yeah. So okay, so basically what I was saying is like I'm guessing Rise of P, it like makes sense because you are like rising up from a puppet. You're rising up to being a human from a puppet.
P is a rhyme to the game's title. It's called Rise of P. You can get this ending like the previous one by refusing to give Geppetto your heart. The difference is that throughout your playthrough, you need to have lied most of the time. And you likely need to have given Sophia peace when she asked, though again, I'm not as 100% sure on that. Once this ending begins, it is the same as the free from the puppet string ending up until Geppetto's death.
Okay.
Here, he still saves us from Nameless, but once we are holding him, something else happens. The camera shows a tear running down our cheek. Geppetto recognizes this and says,
I'm sorry.
Aw, that's sad.
before dying. I took this to be about how the lying throughout the game has made us more human. It has caused our heart to grow to the point that we are essentially a real human who can feel human emotions. In this final
Alright, so okay, that makes sense. Because by lying we like learn how to feel like a human does.
point that we are essentially a real has made us more before dying. I took this to be about how the lying throughout the game has made us more human. It has caused our heart to grow to the point that lying throughout the game has
Hold on, so
before dying. I took this to be about how the lying throughout the game has made us more human. It has caused our heart to grow to the point that we are essentially a real human who can feel human emotions. In this final moment, either our character developed an attachment for Geppetto, or Carlo's heart moves within us and cries at his father's death. Even if he didn't like him, Carlo might still be moved to see Geppetto pass. Geppetto's words recognize this. They show that he now sees us as his son, Carlo. Even if we may not have his memories, we have become a real human who can feel, and we feel his death like a human would. Then we get another cutscene before the credits. Apparently, there's a ready-made Sophia
Oh? Oh, a Sophia doll. Interesting. Oh, that's sad though. That is sad.
then a human who can feel, and we feel his death like a
Cause so we're still a puppet, but we have feelings
human
like a
would.
human because our heart has grown, our heart has like learned.
Then we get another cutscene before the credits. Apparently, there's a ready-made Sophia puppet. Maybe not too weird considering Manus was kind of obsessed with her. And we give
Okay, yes, weird. Yes, very weird, but not unexpected. Yeah, maybe that's just a little weird. To be so obsessed with someone to the point where you make a mannequin out of them, I suppose. Okay, yeah, so
a real human who can feel, and we feel his death like a
that
human
makes
would.
sense because so we're basically a human in the ending. Like maybe we're not like made out of like human organs and stuff, but we are like still essentially human. We are practically his son brought back to life, which is what he wanted. Which is what Geppetto wanted, which is why he says, "I'm sorry, son."
Then we get another cutscene before the credits. Apparently, there's a ready-made Sophia puppet. Maybe not too weird considering Manus was kind of obsessed with her. And we give Ergo to that puppet, returning the favor from the beginning of the game when Sophia gave us Ergo. The Sophia puppet wakes up as we pass out, and she says,
"It's so good to see you."
This
Wait.
echoes her first words to us at the game's beginning.
I'm so happy to see you.
Oh, and this recreates that statue that we see in that area, like the statue of like Sophia holding us, or was it Sophia holding us? I don't know. It was like some like lady like holding us in her arms, like a statue of it, like the gold statue. So that's what like this is recreating. So I guess that like because like now we basically like our job is done. We have saved Krat. Our job is like done. So now we're like return the favor to Sophia. So now Sophia can be alive again. And Sophia can now like learn and have her heart grow and become more like okay. I'm talking about the mannequin, Sophia. The mannequin can now like learn and like have her heart grow just like we did, and like have her become basically a human, and like we were basically passing it on to her so that she can be more like a human, I'm thinking.
Game when Sophia gave us Ergo. The Sophia puppet wakes up as we pass out, and she says,
"It's so good to see you."
This echoes her first words to us at the game's beginning.
I'm so happy to see you.
After the credits, we can explore and find a note from her, but before we get to that, there is the post-credit scene to discuss.
Huh. It is strange how we... Oh, maybe we just like pass out, but we don't like give our full ergo to her. We just like give so much to her that like we end up passing out, but then we wake up because there's still like some ergo left in us. Okay, yeah. So basically, that's what this is. Is like I'm assuming that's what this is because he like passes out, so it's like not like all the ergo. It's just like some of
And
it.
find a note from her, but before we get to that, there is the
Okay.
post-credit scene to discuss.
Chris.
After the credits, we find the man who called himself Giangio on a train.
Yep.
Giangio is the name of one
Okay, yeah. So that's what I'm assuming. And then we have Giangio on the train, which isn't his real name.
we find the man who called himself Giangio on a train. Giangio is the name of one of the characters in the original Pinocchio story. But we see here that
really? He was in the original Pinocchio story. I didn't remember him. Okay.
the character is actually called Paracelsus, and he is communicating with someone from an outside organization. Philippus Paracelsus, or Paracelsus, is the name of a real-world Swiss physician, alchemist, and philosopher from the 1500s. When we first met Giangio,
Well, now that's interesting.
he pretended to be an alchemist pretending to be a pharmacist, and he talks about how the dose of a substance determines if it's a medicine or a poison, which is an idea attributed to the real Paracelsus in our world. So this basically confirms the name as a reference. The org he talks to has an interest in kinds of humanity and eternal life. They mention us as a kind of brother, or new humanity. Maybe we are a new kind of immortal or eternal being, this new human puppet life form that we have become. And this might be a reach, but his hair color is a bit like ours after being influenced by Sophia. And Sophia mentions her
interesting.
powers being time-related, which would tie into the themes about eternity. On the call, the voice notes that
We'll have to get his arm back anyway.
which could be a reference to our mechanical arm, that's the first most obvious one, but I think that doesn't make sense, since we learn that the Legion arm is a creation of Geppetto and modified by Vanini. It is
Yeah.
more likely that the Eternals are talking about the arm of God, the item we get when we
interesting.
defeat Manus. This item let Mr. Eugenics, in some way, summon a godlike being in the sky, and its description talks about being a mysterious relic even to the alchemists. So, this mysterious organization of Eternals is likely interested in this god arm, and apparently
Because they're trying to be eternal. Because I'm guessing this like organization is looking for like immortality or like a new life form, something like that. Hard to guess.
they had it before if they want to get the arm back. Who or whatever that god is, this organization is likely closer to it than anything else in Krot, except maybe for one new character. Paracelsus ends his cutscene saying he will find another key to the organization.
Dorothy.
And then the camera focuses on an obscured book. The design shown is the first edition cover of The Wizard of Oz, which has Dorothy as the main character.
That's interesting.
Then in a
that's
shot on the
interesting. That
rooftops of
shows
Krot of Oz,
the
which
book.
has Dorothy as the main character.
That's cool. I don't know. It's not the lion.
Then in a shot
That's
on the
cool.
rooftops of Krot, we see
Yep.
someone walking in ruby slippers before they click their heels 3 times. This is another reference to Oz,
Oh, yeah, I
where
forgot about
Dorothy
that.
must acquire the ruby slippers and click her
clicking of the
heels 3
heels.
times to return to her home of Kansas. Maybe this Dorothy was scouting Krot out and is now returning to her home, which I'm
maybe.
assuming isn't plain old Kansas, but maybe that's her base of operations. This could be a reference to a DLC or a sequel, where more fairy tale characters come into play as part of the world of Eternals.
DLC
A YouTube
probably.
comment I saw pointed out that Tin Man, one of the other main characters of Wizard of Oz, was looking for a heart, and a metal puppet with a heart, like the
Oh!
character we play as, could fit as that character.
That would work.
Maybe Dorothy was scoping us out to possibly get us to join her crew.
Oh,
We don't know what form this will take, but with the Eternals organization
interesting.
out there plotting something, there's likely some grander conflict that we will learn about, and maybe be pulled into, whether that's by Dorothy, Paracelsus, or someone else. There is definitely some greater story that is being hinted at, but we will have to wait and see to learn what's really going on. And to wrap things up, the game lets us keep playing after the cutscenes and credits. We can see that everyone in the hotel
I'm really hoping that this game does expand with like fairy tale characters. That'd be really cool. Like Souls like X fairy tales. That'd be really cool. I do like that. I do like the concept of this game. It's really
was
nice.
thankful that the trials of the game are over, and they're all real people in this ending, not puppets. Sophia leaves a note marveling that an ergo puppet can become
Thank you for giving me a new life. The fact that an ergo puppet can have a second life and become another kind of human requires more time for people to find out about it. Until then, I won't return to the hotel, but plan to stay at this place. Because she wants to learn how to become
new
more
form
human.
of human, that's us, and she says she will stay away for the time being. We get the option to jam out on the piano in the hotel.
Oh, I could've
and
done
we can
that.
also find
Fuck.
another letter left by Paracelsus at his old location
You read
near
that,
the
yeah.
gold coin fruit tree. He expresses
Mr.
excitement
PP.
at our development,
Mr.
and he talks
PP.
about meeting on the eternal line of time. He signs off PP, which confirms that he is
PP.
named after the real Philippus Paracelsus. The note about time again makes me think of Sophia when she talked about how her power is related to time, and this makes me think that the hair connection isn't so far-fetched. So there
Also,
we
the hair
have
is
each of the endings of Lies of
Depending on something that you do in the game. Got it.
P explained. Let me know in the comments if you have any more questions about the endings that have been left unanswered. If you like this content, you can subscribe and or support me on Patreon. Thanks to my
Cool,
patrons for
dude.
their support.
Thanks for the explanations. I appreciate it. Alright. Let's head back to the cave. I think I'm going to end off here. I will be live again tomorrow with... I do have to get going. I'm kind of in a rush right now, but I did already do like a review of the game. It's really good. I'd say 10 out of 10. Really hard and difficult, but I guess that's what Souls-likes are. So yeah, I probably won't play another Souls-likes for like a while. Probably never, and if I do, then, well, I'll probably cry again. But you know what? It's all good. I'm just glad we got an ending, and I'm really happy with the game. It's just a great game overall. I recommend it if you're good with challenging, difficult games and you don't rage very easily. But yeah, so I'm gonna end it off here. I'll be live again tomorrow with Little Nightmares 2. You can check my YouTube or my Twitter to see my schedule, because that's where I post my schedules too. But with all that out of the way, hope you all enjoyed. Hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Goodbye for now.